Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is going to be more podcast style, but in this video, we're going to take a look at what the future holds for Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed. This is the transcript from a dev Q&A that happened back in February 12th, and there's a lot of good information in here on what we can expect to see in the game looking forward, at least here in 2020. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Oh my gosh, the crazy times out there, right? First and foremost, I just want to say I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy in these crazy, crazy times. But you know what? While we have that time, we got YouTube, we got games, we got all sorts of things, we got family time. So what I want to do right here is take a look at this transcript. And again, this is in a podcast format. I've not really done this too many times before, so I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on the format of this. But let's go ahead and let's just start. I took the transcript, and what I did is I took all the questions and everything from that transcript back in February and took a look at everything that the devs let us know was going to happen, at least within this first year, within 2020. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. First, there was a question about the skill cap. The skill cap is currently level 50. Now remember, some of these questions were asked before the game was launched. They did say that for launch, and as you can see, we have a level cap of level 50. However, on paper, they have 2 increases planned over the next year, and they'll assess if there's any more that's needed. So at least within this first year, within 2020, we're going to get 2 increases. Typically, what I've seen in games like this, it's either 5 or 10 levels at a time. So my assumption is we're either going to get to level 60 or level 70 within this first year. At least that's what I'm guessing. Anyway. All right. I asked a question about if there's plans for licensed minifigures such as Star Wars, Indiana Jones, things like that. They did say that there's nothing like that right now. However, they are looking at licensed stuff. It makes sense that they don't have anything solidified yet because they're going to want to launch the game first, see how the game does, but in the background, I'm sure they've been talking about this for a really long time. It's not like this is the first time it's come to mind. Lego is such a massive IP. There are so many different properties out there that you can use. Harry Potter and Indiana Jones, Marvel stuff. There is so much out there that this game just has so much potential when it comes to the number of characters, the number of minifigures that you can and collect. It's just awesome. Right now, it's a whole lot of original stuff, which is cool. They've got some really cool stuff in there. So, all right, next. So, let's see. The Perdition. This is something that was discussed. I don't necessarily want to say early on, but I've heard it a few different times. Someone asked, what exactly is it? Is there any more information on it? And we were told that Perdition is a mode with an active part. You fight with several teams of minifigures. The health is persistent. So this is something that reminds me of one of those game modes where as you progress through the different levels or through the tower or whatever it is, whatever health you have from battle 1 is going to follow you to battle 2. So if you're not at full health, you're not going to be at full health. If you use some abilities, those abilities aren't going to be available right off the bat, and you just continue to progress through that tower until you just don't have anybody left. And the other minifigures, and this is something that's pretty interesting, and the other minifigures are sent on a timed mission in the same time to boost fighting ones. So that's a different mechanic that I really haven't seen before in this kind of game. I don't know if it exists out there, but this is unique to me. So if any of you have seen this kind of format here as far as sending minifigures out, I know like there's a ton of games where you send them out on stuff and they bring stuff back, but this just sounds a little bit different. So I'm really curious to know what that is specifically. So I can't wait for that to get into the game. Perdition, I did try and ask how when that's going to be introduced. They did say fairly close to post-launch. So I don't know. We could see that in a couple months. I don't know. But I'm really, really interested in that. That sounds pretty cool. All right, the next, there's been a lot of comments about wanting the payout, wanting to be able to choose the different payout and things like that, because some people have it at midnight, things like that. So they did say that this is specific to Arena. They did say Arena payout for the future. They say we also want a more flexible system than the one we have now. It won't be in the first updates though, because it is not fully designed yet. So it's something that they have in mind. It's something that they're thinking of. They just don't know exactly how that's going to happen right now. Since it's not fully designed. So it'll be interesting to see when that is. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know that I've seen that really in other games. Typically the payouts are set, so we'll see how that goes. Next, what is the selection process for new minifigures and then tags? And is there, and are there any you really look forward to adding? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so this was pretty cool. So they said that we have a bunch of criteria that that an MF, a minifigure, has to meet, but ultimately it comes down to, do we need them for the meta? Are they cool? Can we come up with fun abilities or animations? And can we support expand the diversity in the game? So is it something that's going to lend to the current characters, the current minifigures in the game, and what they need, and the different game modes and stuff like that? So interesting there. Any upgrades to the guild, such as guild chat, ability to kick inactive members, things like that. So these types of things were already added into the game when it was launched. However, when it comes to chat, so what they said is the next update, we do have the ability to kick. So we do have that currently in the game. They said guild chat is tricky. It's something that they want, but to make sure that it's safe for everyone, this will take a very long time. Very long time. Don't expect free chat for now, but we're working to have at least some automated chat ASAP this year. So some sort of maybe canned responses and things like that. But when it comes to free form chat, probably not for a while, if at all. All right. I had also a question about how long it takes to release a new minifigure. Some games are very different. Some games can do it within a year. Some games can do it within a couple months. So they did say once everything is picked and cleared, we can fully produce. This is cool. Fully produce a minifigure in 1 month. 3D animations, design, narration, implementation, sound, everything for that minifigure, which is pretty cool. It's usually longer though, because minifigures aren't isolated. They work with a batch of other minifigures. We know more or less all the minifigures we want to add in 2020 already. So that right there takes about a month. It can take a little bit longer depending on the different type of synergies and stuff like that, is what I'm reading from this. But they already know the minifigures that they're going to be adding for 2020. That's already set, which is pretty normal. Typically, you're not going to launch this game without knowing what you're going to want in that game for characters and content and things like that. So that's already set. I'm curious to know kind of what we got going on for year 2, though. Are there plans to release more Blacktron characters? This was cool. Some of the space characters have synergy and against Blacktron characters. They said, yep, we'll be adding more. That's a short, sweet answer to that. More Blacktron characters are coming. All right. Now Ninjago. Ninjago is very, very cool. They got some cool characters in there. And my wife's actually playing the Ninjago game, which is a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have played that, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, so someone asked here, Trek Shark here, asked, will Jay and Cole ever be added for the rest of the Ninjago team? They did say at least one of them is planned soon after worldwide launch. None of them are in the game yet, so I don't know which one's going to be here, but we should see one of them pretty soon. They also talked about a Ninjago rework that's going to happen, and that'll be interesting to see what that specifically is too, because I think when you add those additional minifigures and you do that rework for the Ninjago, maybe there's an event that's coming that they're specifically preparing everybody for. I don't know. We'll see. Next, will you ever release characters? This is cool. Will you ever release characters directly onto a farmable node or store, or will new characters always be in events? They did say, it's funny because Map here said, last question. They were trying to wrap up this whole thing here, and Shiz kind of twisted their arms, he said. But they did say that they might, but it'll probably be the exception. Once we launch to the world, we'll see what works best. So for the most part, you can guarantee that new characters are going to be launched via an event, not specifically purchased from stores or farmable specifically from a node. Typically in games like this, after a character, a minifigure, a toon, whoever, after they've already launched in the game, later on down the road, sometimes you see them be able to be farmed from a specific node in the game. So, but for right now, all new characters are going to be launched through an event, which is cool. I like that. I like the event launch more than anything else. I don't like that you. I don't like the characters that you have to purchase in order to get them. So it's just it caters more to the free to play crowd, which there tends to be more of in that realm than there is in the pay to play realm. But it looks like there's a pretty nice balance there. So there you go, everybody. That's what I had for you today. This is the transcript from the dev chat that was back in February. There's a lot of good information here, a lot of cool stuff to look forward to in this game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game evolves. I'm curious, were there any other questions that you had that weren't answered in this dev chat? If you were part of this dev chat or not, what kind of things would you like to see come to this game? Obviously, I'm super hoping to see some licensed minifigures come soon, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That would be cool, right? Some Lego Ninja Turtles. I want that. That's what I want. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you today. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.